Well, here we are. We're back together again on Tuesday night for Slices of Success. There's some exciting things coming down the pike, and I wanted to tell you about them. Here in about 15 days, yes, just a mere 15 days, Arlene, we will launch our weekly podcast. It'll be a half hour long, or about 35 minutes. What it'll do is give the average person that drives to work, because I found out that the average drive to work across America is 35 or so minutes. So what that means is Slices of Success will be able to be listened to on the way to work and on the way home, if you like. You just heard my Mr. Barks a lot. He just barked up a storm because Nina walked in, and he didn't like that. And so he barks and tries to tell Nina what to do. Yet Nina doesn't care. She just goes on and does what she wants. Okay. And so I hope you will excuse that bark. And now he's going to be quiet because Nina did what Nina wanted to do. So back to Slices of Success, our podcast. We're getting close. We're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. And for me, it's a leap to a whole new area of knowledge and understanding. It is working my noodle in a big way. And yet I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited about it because it will give every single person that wants to be part of it the advantage to be able to listen to it in the morning on the way to work and on the way home and maybe gain a different perspective. And I'm pretty excited about that. What we're going to do is sometimes it'll be just me, just like we do here. And other times I'll be interviewing people. I've got several interviews lined up, and I think that you will enjoy them. I think that you will get a lot out of them. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what it'll give to people out there who are standing in their comfort zone and being called to take a leap somewhere in their life, to be able to launch out and do something different in their lives, whether it's in their relationships and family. Maybe it's to go volunteer or to up the ante where they volunteer, or it's in their career. I just talked to a young leader yesterday, as a matter of fact. This young leader has been serving for quite a while where they've been at, and things have changed there, and they could rest. They could be rest on their laurels as it is, yet they've decided it is time to launch out. It is time to leap away from what they've been doing and do something else. And so they're making preparations to do that. And I'm excited about that. Tonight, what we're going to do is you and I are going to spend about 25 to 30 minutes together. And we're going to talk about the 6 questions that every person that gets ready to make a leap, every person that gets ready to leap from this plateau in their life to another plateau, whether it's a plateau of relationships, whether in your family, friendships, or romantically, or it's where you volunteer. Maybe you're getting ready to start volunteering and you've not done that yet. Personally, I think everybody ought to volunteer somewhere that brings them no monetary gain. They just volunteer. I believe everybody ought to do that because where we have strong volunteers, we have stronger families and neighborhoods. And where we have stronger families and neighborhoods, we have stronger and better cities. And where we have better cities, we have the opportunity for better counties, better states, and a better nation. And when we get a better nation, we have the ability to influence the world. And so I think that's important. So let's dive in. If you've got your piece of paper, if you've got something to record on, or you're just going to record this, I want you to get comfortable. I want you just to kick your feet back in that recliner, mute the TV, let it keep going, but mute the TV so that you can hear. And if you've got that soda pop right next to you or that glass of wine, that's okay too. All right? Just stay with us the whole time. If you're driving and listening to this, make sure you're listening and not watching this. because I don't want to be the culprit behind your accident. All right. So let's dive in. All right. There are 6 questions that we need to ask ourselves before we make a leap. Now, as you know, just a few weeks ago, I turned 61. And recently, somebody asked me how many leaps I've made in my life. And Sarah, here's the truth. I counted them up today. I believe that I have made 6 major leaps in my life. 6. Each one of them took my breath away. Each one of them was a leap from where I had developed comfort, where I had developed a great vast knowledge of what I was doing, into something, onto a plateau that I didn't know much. And I had to really step it up. And it was scary. 6 of them. Now, I know that some of you are doing the math and saying, well, that was about every 10 years. It seems like that, but some of them came in the same year. Some of them came back to back to back, and then a long time in between. Yet, each leap was scary. Each leap from this comfort zone that I developed onto another plateau. And notice what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I leaped up to another level. And the reason I don't say that is simply this, because I don't like the idea of somebody over me or me over somebody else. I think we leap forward in our lives, and we begin to move forward in the spaces that we're supposed to be. Miss Manji, you know what I'm talking about. When you make a choice and you vacate the premises, you leave where you're at because you no longer can be there. You have to take a leap into what seems like nothingness. And yet, it is in that nothingness that you begin to acquire confidence, courage, consistency, and life begins to play out in a better way. And so let's dive in. Here's the first question. The first question that I've had to ask myself each and every time I've made a serious leap. And that was simply this: am I fulfilled where I'm at? Now, if the answer is yes, you're fulfilled in this space of your life. Now, let me just follow up on this and say this, that I believe, no. I'm convinced that you could be satisfied and fulfilled in your career and not in relationships. I believe you could be fulfilled in relationships and your career, but not where you volunteer. And so you have to ask yourself, am I fulfilled in my relationships? Am I fulfilled where I volunteer, or the lack of volunteerism? Am I fulfilled in my career? If you are, there's no need to go further. There's no need to ask any other questions. Yet, if you come out and you're being honest with yourself, you're being really honest with you, because you know what? You're the only one that you're going to lay down with every single night. You and your conscience are the only two that spend every day, all day together. So be honest with yourself. Be transparent with yourself. You can lie to me. You can deceive me. You can tell other people other things. Yet you can't lie to yourself. And so you got to ask yourself, am I fulfilled right here? Am I fulfilled in staying here in this comfort zone? If you are, walk away. Get off of this broadcast and go do something else. Go get some tacos, okay? Yet, if you're not fulfilled, then you need to go further to answer some questions, to ask some questions. Because here's the deal. To make a leap, it's going to take some courage. It's going to take some confidence. It's going to take some planning. So if you answer that first question, am I fulfilled? And the answer is no. Then you ask the second question and begin to do something. Am I planning my journey? Am I planning, making plans to move forward? Am I doing something about my day? Kelly? Am I making plans? If I'm building a business, am I dreaming about what it can be and then putting hands and feet to that dream? It is not enough to just think about it. You got to get out there and, with your task being completed, plow the field of the hope that you have. You've got to go forward. You've got to make some movement. So are you planning? Are you writing down, either in your mind, on a piece of paper, on your tablet, in your phone, your task list? Are you doing something that's a plan? Okay. Are you doing that? That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no. If you need some ideas on how to do that, reach out to me. I have a plan that works for me. It may not work for you, yet it works for me quite well. And I would love to share it with you. Okay, so the first question is simply this. Are you fulfilled? It's a yes or no. All right. Second question. If you answer no, you move forward. If you answered yes, go get something to eat. Okay. Go to Jim Boy's and get some tacos. All right. Or make some tacos. Number 2 is, are you planning your day? Are you sketching out the things you're going to be doing? And listen to me. Listen to me. If you're getting ready to make a leap in your career, for a season of time, you're going to work 2 jobs. You're going to work your career where money's coming in, and you're going to do something in the evenings or when you're off work to develop this new business, this new idea, this new venture, unless, of course, you're independently wealthy. And if you're independently wealthy, why are you going to work every day? Okay? So I'm recommending that you don't launch out there. You don't leap out into nothing, okay, unless you just get pushed, unless you just get forced, all right? I'm recommending that for a space of time, you work your full-time job, and then you have a part-time job of your own business when you get off work, when you leave the job, okay? So are you planning your day? Are you making plans? Are you writing things down? Number three, are you willing to let go of the safety zone that you've built around you to leap forward? Are you willing to let go of this current level of acceptability to go forward? And here's what I find out. Most people say, oh, yes, I am. Yet in reality, most of us are not willing to let go of where we're at. Because to be able to seize the opportunity, to be able to seize new levels, new opportunities, and new fulfillment, you've really got to let go of where you're at. I remember when I retired from one career and I'd gone into another career, and it blew up on me and became pretty successful, and I enjoyed it pretty much. And the entire time I talked about having a business where I spoke and made a living serving people through trainings and keynote speeches and everything such as that. Yet here's the truth. Here's the truth, Miss Mangie. Here's the truth, Carol Ann. I was making good money. And even though I'd said, oh, I'm looking forward to doing this, the truth is I wasn't really making big strides to leap from that paycheck, that weekly paycheck that was pretty good, into the nothing zone, into having to build a career in speaking. And then one day, one fateful day, 5.5 years ago, I was pushed out the door, and the door was locked behind me. That's a classy way of saying I was fired. And in reality, it was the greatest gift that ever happened to me. It was a great gift to my unborn VPs. It was a gift to maybe some of you, because I wouldn't be able to be here tonight with you if it wasn't for that shoving out, forced to leap. Once in a while, we're forced to leap, aren't we? Once in a while, that happens. Wasn't simple. It wasn't simple. Do I regret it? No. Do I have any residual intoxicating effects from bitterness, anger, and resentment? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I love this. I love being able to serve you. I love being able to be here with you. I love being able to be with the people that I get to be with. I love it. And so, are you willing to let go of what you have to seize this new fulfillment? I remember having one of the very first MAP conferences with two of the people that are here tonight. And both of you wrote down some things. And today, both of you are experiencing some level of the things you wrote down. And that's so exciting and so compelling to me. It's so compelling to me that that happens. So number one, are you fulfilled? It's a yes or a no. Number two, are you planning your days and your weeks and your months? Are you planning for what you're getting ready to do? Are you making those plans? Today, I know some of you are going to laugh at this, I spent almost 4 hours writing out the map of Slices of Success, the weekly broadcast, the weekly podcast that we'll be launching in just 15 days. I spent, it was amazing. I wrote it, I unwrote it, I wrote it, I unwrote it, and I still got some editing to do to it. It takes time. If you're going to launch out, if you're going to leap out, it's going to take some of your time. And so keep your day job and start a part-time job that will transition into a full-time job. All right? Are you willing to let go of the current comfort that you have to seize the new fulfillment? That's question number 3. Question number 4. Are you taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and financially? Are you doing something right now that's taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and financially? Let me tell you why. It's going to cost you more money than you estimate to go into business for yourself. It's going to cost you more money. It's just going to. It's going to cost you emotionally more than you can even imagine right now to go out there, to leave that relationship that you're in, to start a new relationship, to go from this volunteer where you're volunteering into a new space, or to even begin. It's going to cost you more than you can even imagine. And physically, it's going to be exhausting. You're working 8 to 10 hours on the job where you're currently getting your paycheck so you can have the lights on and the water running and garbage picked up from your house. And now you're going to start a part-time where you start moving towards leaving that space and getting into something else. Physically, it's going to be exhausting. So you've got to begin now to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and financially. That means you're going to have to figure out a way to make your income last longer than each pay period. You will never be able to go do those things you say you want to do if you don't make your paycheck last longer than your pay period. Give me a thumbs up on Facebook if you understand what I'm saying. If you understand what I'm saying, maybe you're not doing it, yet you understand what I'm saying. Give me some thumbs up so that I know that somebody's still here and they're listening. Yeah, you've got to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and financially. You've got to figure it out. Now, if you need some help figuring out, there's some people here tonight that's watching us live that have figured that out. They know how to make their paycheck last longer than their pay period. That is the number one goal you've got to have. Do something that raises your physical capabilities, okay? Start eating better. Learn how to rest. Do some sort of heart-raising exercise. Do something to take care of yourself, because leaping from here to wherever you need to go is going to be physically, emotionally, and financially taxing on you. It's going to be. I'm just being honest with you. These people that come along and they draw circles on a dry erase board, or they call you into a meeting and give you something to drink and tell you you can become financially wealthy with just 12 to 15 hours a week. Let me just tell you something. To become financially satisfied, to become independently wealthy, it's going to take more than 12 to 15 hours. It's going to take some effort. You're going to walk away from some of the comfort zones you have now. If you're getting ready to start your own business, listen to me. You can't start your own life-sustaining business and think it's going to happen with 12 to 15 hours, and you're just going to be able to wish it to happen. It's not going to happen. That's why you need to start taking care of yourself financially, emotionally, and physically. All right? Number 5. Question number 5 will help your emotions, okay? And give you some inspiration. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. Okay? Number 5, okay? Does anybody remember what question number 1 is? Type it in there if you know what question number 1 is, okay? If you're sitting at your phone or at your computer, type in the answer. What's question number 1? Does anybody remember? Maybe nobody. I'm going to wait a minute and see if you know, okay? There's 4 serious level questions you got to ask before you jump into this number 5. Now, number 5 is simply this. It's simply this. Are you gathering up with industrious kind of people? Yes, Jennifer, you win the prize. If I had a door prize, you get it, okay? Number 5. Are you gathering with industrious people? Now, let me describe to you what industrious people are not, okay? An industrious person is not someone that shows up at the local watering hole at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? They are not somebody that drinks themselves into intoxication regularly. They are not. If they go to the bar and they get there and they moan and they groan and they puke all the time, if you have friends, if more of your friends spend the bulk of their time on Facebook griping, complaining, and spewing hate in any direction, those are not industrious people. Those people will zap your strength and creativity. Find a group of people, Shelly, find a group of people that are doing something, that have calluses on the hands of their soul and are moving forward in their field of serve. Find people that are doing something. If you want to learn how to save some money, find somebody that's doing it. Quit complaining that you're not getting paid enough money. Your ability to save money has nothing to do with your income. It has everything to do with your out goal. All right? I know that sounded kind of forceful, didn't it? Say ouch if that kind of hit you. All right? Listen. You got to hang out with people that are industrious. They're doing something with their life. They're getting something done. All right? You've got to do that. Change gears. Move away from those people that are just sitting around doing nothing. Now, as I say this, let me just say something to you. There's nothing wrong with relaxing. When you've earned to relax, relax. All right? When you've earned to relax, relax. Learn how to relax. Your friend Matt struggles with this. I think I've got to be doing something almost all the time. Charlotte. It's horrible how much this happens to me. Yet, if you're going to be vital, if you're going to have the energy necessary, you've got to figure out how to relax. And every truly industrious person I know finds somewhere, somehow, to relax. They just do. And industrious people take some time away. All right? Industrious people do not work 24/7, 365 days a year. They don't. Industrious people, when they see something that needs to be done, they get it done. Industrious people, yes, you got to learn how to chillax. You got to learn how to do that. And listen, industrious people take responsibility for their lives. They do not blame people. They do not blame elected officials. They do not blame the government. They do not blame their boss. They do not blame their romantic relationship for the havoc that's in their life. They take responsibility. Those are the kind of people that you want to hang out with. Now, does that mean you're going to be able to avoid the lazies? Those people that just get lazy all the time? No, you're not going to be able to avoid them. Yet, you don't want to spend the bulk of your time with those kind of people. Okay? Do you understand? Nod your head. Okay? Nod your head if you understand. And then question number 6. Whatever it is you're planning on doing, whatever it is that's inside of you that's calling you to make the leap, whatever it is, the question number 6 is this. Are you doing something to sharpen the edge of your serve? What are you doing to increase your learning? What are you doing to stay sharp in that area? Now, some people ask me what I do. Let me tell you what I do. I read or listen to a book or two every month. Every month, on a minimum 24 books a year. Now, that's not much. There's some people that do much more. That's for me. I listen to podcasts all the time, and I specifically choose some that I totally disagree with, that get my dander up, that make me want to reach in there and thump them on the forehead. I'm telling you, because it helps me think. It helps me think. I listen to some that sharpen me. They sharpen me because I believe that sometimes that roughness, that disagreement helps me think better because I'm committed to never belittling somebody. So when I come across somebody's thought, somebody's ideal that's different than mine, it sharpens me because I want to be able to communicate to them or the people that think like them. Now, can I give you just 6.5? 6.5. I told you it was 6 questions, but I'm going to add a half a question. I don't know if there's such a thing, half a question, but here it is. Okay. Are you taking time, recreation time, recreation time? Now, let me just say something about this. I'm not the best example of this one. Okay. I'm not. Yet I'm learning. I'm becoming better. There are times that I leave my phone away from me. I don't take it with me. I go do something that's without my phone. The reason I do that is because my phone's going off. There's an email, there's a Facebook message, there's something I've got to respond to on a regular basis. There are times to recreate, you got to walk away from that stuff. Now, can I just give you a couple things that helps me recreate that are so incredibly simple? I'm going to give you 3, okay? 3. Number 1, sitting on the floor with my VPs. I'm telling you, sitting on the floor with my VPs, letting them crawl all over me and me wrestling with them, there's something highly recreational about that, recreational about that. Number 2, when I spend time with George and or Nina, and my phone's not there, there's something very recreational about that. The other one is when I slip my shoes and socks off, somehow I get into a recreative mode. There's a couple of other things. When I'm in Southern California, there's a person that every once in a while I get to go to the movies with. very recreational because I can't have my phone in there. I'm totally disengaged from everybody else. You got to do that. You got to find those things. You got to find somewhere that you can recreate. So let's look at the 6 questions and 6.5. All right. And then you and I get to get out of here and go do whatever we need to do. Remember, 15 days till the first Slices of Success podcast drops. It'll come out on November the 7th. If all the technology gurus and God's work with us, that's when the first one will drop. Okay. And I hope you'll be part of it. So here we go. Question number 1. Am I fulfilled? That's a resounding yes or no. Okay. Yes or no. If it's a that's a no. Okay. You got to have a HE double hockey sticks yes to know that you're okay and you don't need to do anything. If it's anything less than a HE double hockey sticks yeah, then you're probably not fulfilled. Okay. Then you move on. Are you planning your days? Are you planning your steps? Are you planning your tasks? If you need help on that, reach out to me at leap@mattupton.net, and I will send you a way that works for me. Okay. Number 3, are you willing to let go of this current comfort zone with all this disruption? Are you willing to let go of this death grip that you have on it to seize new fulfillment in your next plateau, on your next plateau? Number 4, are you taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and financially? You're going to need all 3 of those. You're going to need all 3 of those. Number 5, are you gathering around with industrious people? So incredibly important. Number 6, am I sharpening the edge of my serve? What are you doing to increase your ability to serve in a bigger and better way? And 6.5, are you taking time to recreate yourself, having some recreation time? Now, before we go, I want to ask you to do me a favor. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start answering some questions. Maybe 1 podcast a month, 1 FaceTime a month, where I just answer questions. So to do that, what I'd like you to do is ask me anything and email the question to me at leap@mattupton.net. And in the memo section, put questions, okay? And just ask me anything. In the email, if you, I'm not going to give your whole name, but I might say Carol Ann asked, or Jennifer asked, or Dave asked, but I won't give them your name. I won't give them your email. I won't give them your phone number. I will just say your first name, okay, unless you tell me otherwise. And I'd like you to start doing that because I would like to do that here and on the podcast where I just answer some questions, all right? You can ask me anything. If you would rather text me and ask me that question, you could do that as well. You could private message me. Yet you will help me out. You will help many other people because the question that you've always wanted to ask, there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to ask that same question. You will help them out. You will serve them by doing that. So listen, I'm Matt, and I'm your friend. I can't wait to get next to you. I can't wait to shake your hand, look you in the eye. I can't wait to put my hand on your cheek and my cheek next to yours and whisper in your ear the honor and the privilege I have of knowing you. I'm so incredibly ecstatic about the effect and the effect that you're having in your place of serve. And if it's time for you to leap, you will discover it through these 6.5 questions. Listen, if I can do anything for you, call me or text me at 916-708-8103 or email me at leap@mattupton.net. Hey, have a good rest of your evening and I'll see you soon.